Right. Okay, welcome to stream, folks. Just going to turn the volume of the game down a little bit there. We might turn it back up again once we're actually playing. Can you just give me a quick AV check on the chat? We're on Mixer and we're on Twitch. Mixer.com/TrainSimWorld and Twitch.tv/Dovetail Games. Yeah, give me a quick 10 out of 10, hopefully 10 out of 10 on the old AV check, and that way I know you can see and hear. And also the game, obviously. You should be able to hear the game as well. And see the game, with any luck. Everything looking good? Excellent. Okay, what are we looking at today then, folks? This is the PlayStation. So, I've got my handy controller here. So yes, they're running on PS4. This is a regular PS4. It's not a Pro, it's just a regular PS4. Yes, it's it's all running. So we've got what I'm going to demonstrate today is I'm going to do a little bit of gameplay from each of the 3 routes that comes in the PS4 edition, and it's out on July 24th along with Xbox One. So fake PS4. No, it's real PS4. Yeah, it's out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 July 24th and PC on Steam. And on the console, it comes with Rapid Transit, Great Western Express, and Northeast Corridor. There's a standard edition, and then there's also the digital deluxe edition, which also bundles in the GP40. All editions are available for pre-order now from Amazon and from the respective electronics digital stores, I think. Martin, who is logged in as Dovetail Games on Twitch and TrainSimWorld on Mixer, will be able to share links or point you all at all of the various links for stores. Yes. Well, let me just point the camera down. Let me just bring OBS up so I can see it. Like, you can see exactly what PlayStation I've got. It's that. So, probably the same one a lot of you have got. West Somerset Railway, Desert Cobra Gaming will be coming at some point. It definitely will be coming, but no idea at this point. We don't have a date to share about when. Yes, it is coming, but we'll have to wait for news on when. Okay, so Great Western we're going to start off with. Great Western's been available on the Xbox One and Founders Edition for a while now. And here it is on PlayStation. Just going to run a half-hour scenario on here. There's no special features for PS4 Pro at this time. Omen and Rato on Twitch. There may be in the future, but at this moment in time, it's the same on both platforms. You get some benefit from running on a PS4 Pro, I think. The same as you get some benefit from an Xbox One X on the Xbox One version, but not the full benefit. It's not been designed, it's not been upgraded to support those platforms' unique behaviours. A K-Block Dynamo, it does work on Xbox One X, it just doesn't have the enhanced textures and so forth that will make full use of an Xbox One X. But it does run better on the Xbox One X.
Welcome to London Paddington. There are 3 trains available for you to take control of. Each one provides an increasingly longer journey. Which will you choose?
Which will we choose? Well, we're going to choose Platform 8. Look at the frame rate. I kid you not, this is not a PC running. This is actually the console. It's ridiculous. It's so good. Can you get off the screen, please? Go away. Thank you. Martin says, links to news and social stuff are in the channel description. There you go.
This train is a semi-stopping service to Slough. Get things set up ready for departure. You'll be heading out shortly.
Getting a couple of queries that the streamer's frozen. Is it? Can I get some hands up that the stream is all okay? Lock the doors. Oh, actually, let's do this as well, shall we? Stage lights on. Now while we're here, why don't we get that running, and we'll get that running. Got DSD and AWS on. Stream's running fine over on Twitch. Superb. Apparently it's having problems on Mixer. Let's have a quick look around. Paddington looks stunning, doesn't it? It's an amazing station. Hands up if you've been to Paddington. Can I get a yay if you've been to Paddington in real life? Shut door. And we'll shut door. Get in. Got a couple of minutes wait until it's departure time. I didn't quite understand what you're saying there. The biggest only problem on these show you what it's like streams is you know the game. I don't know what you mean. 9:46. Seems to be semi-fine when watching from the featured area. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dark Cluster on Mixer. So yeah, I mean, I've got my mobile phone here hooked up, and it seems to be working reasonably well on Mixer. Commodores, minute to go. There are no 6-car services. There are 6-car trains in the... I mean, this is a 6-car train I'm running now. So there are 6-car trains on the in some of the scenarios, but not in services. Amazed Haze, yes, I'm in the office. As in, many of us won't know the keys buttons as it will be the first time you played. Well, actually, if we go into options and I come into settings and go into controls, go down here into controls, you get controller overlays. So you get this is the map that tells you how all the keys and functions are and how they're mapped on the PlayStation controller for locomotive, when you're walking around on foot, when you're flying around in the external camera, and when you're operating controls like the turntable. So the keys are there to look up and you can see what they all are, and you'll get used to it. In fact, if you played it with an Xbox controller, it's effectively everything's in the same physical place. The only difference is that the big push button here brings up the map on the touchpad. I can't remember what the official name is for it. Let's shut the doors. Will 6 cars come to services, says Carlos on Twitch. I don't have any update on that, I'm afraid. I'd like to, but there's nothing planned at the minute. Go. Right, let's put it up to notch 3 as requested. Get us moving. Are there crash mechanics, says Zealous2 on Mixer? No, not really. It is not a game about crashing trains. I'm obviously running a bit slow because you're supposed to race and chase that one in parallel outbound. Never mind. Can you access that in-game or pause only? Pause only, but you could print them out. I think there's documentation. I think there's some loading screens. I think as well. Where's the marker? That will come up shortly in this particular scenario. Prime Gaming on Twitch. You Can't Stop Tev. This coming out for Xbox. It's actually Founders Edition. So what I'm playing at the moment is already out for Xbox. It's called Train Sim World Founders Edition, and then there's going to be an upgrade for Founders Edition that gives you the full suite. All on some brakes. Got a red light coming up. Volvo Lover, no, there's still no services to Greenford, I'm afraid. I'd like to get those restored at some point. Rolling up to the red. Essentially, I think we get routed in behind that train over on the right. Right, there we go. There we go. Now we've got a marker. Leading Broadway is our next stop. I'm not going to go full line speed because we're on a yellow light there. Double yellow coming up. Yeah, it's really good to get this out on. There's been a lot of people asking about PlayStation, and it was good to get it all up and running. And definitely pleased with how it's come out. It's I've spent in the course of the last few months as we've been developing it. I've taken the Dev Xbox home and the Dev PlayStation home, and I've been playing it over the weekend, and it feels really nice on the controller. Much the same as on the Xbox. It's a good controller experience. In my humble opinion, of course. Got Old Oak Common coming up on the right and North Pole Depot on the left. For Ramiro, I can see both chats, but I'm also trying to play the game, so I can't look at everything all the time. I don't know what the FPS is on the PS4, to be honest. I don't have an FPS counter. Feels good though. Give it a little bit more speed. Dean Knight, it'll be in stores and it'll be on download. In fact, you can get it on Amazon. You can pre-order it now on Amazon, along with the Xbox version as well. Double yellow. We're not stopping at this station. Oh, it just went green actually. Get some more speed then. We're coming off the double yellows, then we're not pushing hard enough. Yes, this is regular PS4 firm error. Yeah. We've got a pro in the office. I must admit, I've not actually tried the game on it. Should do that really. Other people have, but I have. Fallen Czar on Mixer. Am I streaming from the PS4 natively? No, I'm using I've got a PC which running all OBS and doing this and a capture card, and then I'm running the game on the PlayStation. Pulling for a stop here. This is Ealing Broadway. It's quite a good place for train spotting, Ealing Broadway. Stand on the end of the platform up here and you get a really good view of the stuff going in and out. Plus you've got the London Underground platforms over there. There's no VR support, Janobo, on Twitch, no. The benefit on PS4 is that it's on PS4. If you want it on PS4, that's a benefit. Right, let's open the doors. Some of the trains have issues on the blinds on the right hand side. Let's have a look. Interesting. I'll get someone to have a look at that. There's supposed to be blinds over there. The blinds on the left hand side here, look. But that's really not a great driving experience with the blinds down, it has to be said. Do consoles have motion blur? Yes. Brakes off and making our way to Southall. Right, Southall is 3 miles away, and we're at 45. Speed limit is 90, so we're not going to have a problem there. That's DSD. Daily Crins, there's no plans for CSX Heavy Haul on console at the moment. Yes, Ed? Didn't you just hear it? You probably did, but after it actually happened for me. Latency hype. That's the Greenford Branch Junction. Mr. 69er for you. Nice username. What do you mean by the cab light issue? Do you mean where it doesn't illuminate? Because that does, and we fixed it on the Xbox as well. So I showed that on last week's stream. So yeah, the cab light not illuminating will be updated when the game updates. .4 miles to Southall. When does the game next update? July 24th. All the updates ship on July 24th. Double yellow. Johnny on Twitch. If I might be misreading the conversation, let me know. But I think you're saying you're getting a freeze problem on PC. If so, aware of it. We think we have a solution for it. Bear with us. We're just doing some final testing on it. Robin J, will we see the West Somerset Railway over the consoles in the future? Yes. I don't have a date for you at this point, but yes, West Somerset will be coming to consoles. That mad RB, there's lots and lots of things that could be added. Not lots and lots of time and days to do them. So this route sticks to the mainline run. Dex, good man. Why is unlock left on the right side? Well, we put both of them on the right hand side to keep them together. But yeah, the question has been asked: should one of them be on the left? Should one of them be on the right? Something we can look at. UI design is a wonderful thing. Lock the doors. Off we go. Hayes and Harlington, 10:05. Kamisum Kulilin. When we've investigated the train, we looked at how drivers drive it, and one of the things that we found was that people were saying they basically just put it move it straight into notch 3, accelerate a bit, and then start pushing it up to notch 7. It's fairly aggressive driving, which is a reasonably common tactic for driving on commuter trains. It tends to be all throttle, all brake. Not quite, but near enough. At some point, you need to take into account customers not falling over. But I've got yellow. MR69, the announcement feature. We haven't got any news on that, I'm afraid, at the moment. Oh, he followed me. Oh, we're stopping here. Totally was going to fly through this station. Whatever's going on in front of us, this will give it a bit of time to get away from us anyway. And Nebworth on an official DTG live stream. It's happened before. Bad for you. So he's asked on Twitch, can you drive a night service next? We'd like to see what lighting looks now. It's difficult to drive night services on streams because they just never show up. You want me to go outside to the platform? I can do that. We have a few minutes. Something I could sneak a collectible in. But alas, it was not to be. No, there's the door. Look at the doors. Was he looking for collectibles as well, Dovetail Games? Mine. There is no lightning in TSW, not yet. We played with some experimented with it a bit, and in some cases it looks really amazingly good. In other cases it looks not good. So that it didn't make the cut. Something to expand on later. Railway etiquette going through the window there. You know me, InstaSim. This should not be a surprise. So, West Drayton is next, 1.9 miles. Stay Well Forever, yes, West Somerset is coming. There's no date for it yet, but it is coming. Right, Airport Junction. Back onto double yellows again. When is Steam Train DLC coming? Haven't got anything to announce on that one yet either, Rob. The main thing I'm sort of on my mind about Steam, besides the physics side of it, but the team I think can absolutely nail that now, is the particles and making them look really good, but not hammering the frame rate. Because you've got to get them looking good on Steam Engine. Right, stopping at West Drayton. So I'm looking down here to look and chat, see what you all are asking, so I can try and answer questions. Hey, Mixer crowd, you're really quiet. Say something. Twitch is beating you on the chat front. Can't let that lie. Come on, Mixer, give me some chat. Quite proper Mo, you're on Twitch. I said Mixer. Hey, Doc Zag, how's it going? Moggy, what are you doing here? Who asked you? Oh, the dogs. Right, Ivor is next. Are there plans for other transit agencies, equipment and routes? There's always going to be lots of new routes and trains coming. Nothing I can share about at the moment, but oh yeah, there's lots of stuff we want to do. .2 miles for Ivor. Running on greens now, which is nice. It's always a bit less stressful when you get the pings of the greens. Like that. 900 yards. Ought to think about slowing down. Ferrimero, I'm expecting to be running up until 7:30-ish, or there or thereabouts. I'm basically going to run one scenario from each of the products. Just so you can see it, see how it looks, see how it feels. And get an idea what's coming on July 24th, basically. That Mad's done 2,000 miles on HST and 1,000 in the 166. That's epic. The focus for the future is everything, says Martin. I think that sums it up nicely, actually. It's all good. Hey, Chrome CBC on Mixer, welcome to the stream. There is not a way to turn off motion blur on console, Empire, I'm afraid. On PC, you press Control F2, but there isn't a Control F2 on the console, on the controller. The last I saw of the updated PDL Volvo Lover, it was looking a bit awesome. But that was a while ago now. So I expect it's really awesome now. Langley. You've got lots of routes based in Wales now, though, Instasim on DS1. Right, green light, we're heading for Langley, and it's 1.1 miles away. DSD. Langley CIA, no. No, that would be in America, Prof. The EWS reskin is already planned to come out. If it's not out already, it's certainly out in the version I demoed last week. So that if you haven't got it yet, you'll be getting it on July 24th. That lad. I must admit, I thought it was already there, but me being wrong happens quite a bit, so. Left. I think he's throwing shade at Merdy, Ed. Starting to to go and find some collectibles. Hello, peoples. Hope you're not getting off because of the driver. Oh, hello. Nothing else there. Go down there. We found all we can find over here, I think. There's probably more elsewhere. I think you'll find one of each collectible somewhere on the platforms. What do you mean, blame Matt? What have I done now? Dear, dear. Right, let's lock the doors. I think I've just picked a service at a bad time of day. At other times of day, there's trains whizzing up and down here all the time. Or this scenario, anyway. Certainly in service mode, you'll see more trains. So this scenario runs at sort of 10:19, which isn't massively busy, the way it's been set up on the route. So things like passenger numbers are lower. If you were to run it, if you did a service around 7-8 o'clock, probably what I should have done, to be honest. I went for the easy option, ran a scenario. I'm doing a service on NEC, and doing another scenario on Rapid Transit. What we got? 1.5 miles for Slough. Oi, Moggy, stop trying to steal my frozen treats. I've got DSD on, so I can't really stand up MR69. Where did the cat go? The cats are at home, Prof. They don't normally come to work with me anyway. Yellow on approach to Slough. Is this where we were going to? Can't remember where our endpoint is. I think it's Slough. Yep, there we go. We've got a right feather. Oh yeah, it's the same scenario as the one on the PC, yeah. Oh, Martin, don't give him the code. You'll be after all my ice lollies. Right, just pull into the bay now. That's where I have to remember to stop. Because the buffers don't generally like it when you miss them. Or when you don't stop. Press the wrong button again.
Good work on that run. There are plenty more duties you can sign up to if you're interested. All our trains and...
You can open both doors if you want to, Metropolitan. You've got independent control of the doors. You can do as you wish. What time of day is busiest for passengers on this route? So it's set to have 2 peaks. I can't remember what time they are. I want to say something around 7:30ish in the morning, maybe 8 o'clock, and somewhere around 5:36 p.m. type for evening rush. I can't remember exactly what the times are. Right. So that was Great Western Express. And Rapid Transit. So Rapid Transit, German route. I play my old favourite. I like Crosstown. I play it all the time. It's nice weather-ish. It's a run through the city tunnels, and it's not too long. It does look great on PS4, doesn't it? Whistle RD on Twitch. I'm really pleased with how it looks. I'm amazed how I'm really pleased with how it looks on both consoles. Actually, it's very playable, and it's just a really enjoyable. Just sit back and in the living room and just drive trains. I played sometimes downstairs. Cameron watches me, and he's quite harsh. To be fair, quite harsh. Almost as bad as you lot. Right. Inner suburban service. Let's unlock the doors. I'll just inadvertently turn the wipers on. Let's fix that. Don't want them. Moggy will get upset. Whoops, no. Oh, well. Cab lights off. Excellent. Bit forwards. Let's come around the back here. Put Pisa B on and Sifa. And I also like to switch the screens to night mode because I just think it looks a bit more peaceful on the eyes. Whistle, you don't think they'd be impressed? You don't think the missus will be impressed that you'll be taking over the main TV? No, well, maybe you'll have to buy another TV. Get her a nice little one, put somewhere. I didn't say that. That was Martin. Blame Martin. Or Moggy. Blame Moggy. See you later, Board Bonsai on Mixer. $12:30 we're waiting for. 90 seconds, and we'll close the doors and we'll get moving. So we go from here to Leipzig MDR, and then we dive in the tunnels and we do the 4, I think it is, underground stations before heading out. I think we end up in one of the places with the station and some trains. A minute to go. Platforms are at the same height or at the equivalent height that's appropriate for each thing, so not necessarily for different regions' equipment. It's quite interesting, even in Germany, you'll see these two buttons here. One of them's actually got a plate over it, the black one, and then you've got the white button. Because some models of the Talent, not this one, but some of them have actually got 2 steps, because the platforms are at different heights, so that when the driver arrives at the platform, he would use the platform step height selector, and then he would open the doors. And then that raises it, brings the step out. So if I just step out here a minute, you can see that the doors have got a step on them. And then on some of them there's 2. This model only has 1 platform height, but which is why there's only 1 selector. But Just even on one railway, sometimes you've got heights that are different. Right, lock the train hard doors. Wait for the T marker to appear, that's it. Come on. Keep brakes. X-Wolf, and this is going to be part of the base game when Train Sim World launch. Right, so we are in PZB monitoring, but that was a green signal, so I'm going to go ahead and free out of that. Get up to line speed. Actually, what I do need to do is go in here and change my units so that we're in kilometres an hour. That will make life a lot easier. CIFA. Current speed limit is 120 kilometres an hour. Leipzig MDR 1.7 kilometres away. Advance warning of the drop to 80. She's coming up just up here. Oh no, it's a hamster. Yes, Whistle, that's the one. It's a hamster. I left the braking a little bit late on that one. Did that on purpose. Duh, Prof believed me as well when I said it was on purpose. Yes. Apparently, Prof will believe lots of things. Is it time to load? No, it isn't. I've got another 20 seconds. The kilonewton interrupt is because the doors are open, so the traction interlocks are on. You'll see that switches over once the door interlocks close, and I've got power to take the brake off. So tab is off. There you go. Barclay, I'll have to go and have a look about the busiest time. Barclay's actually asked us a couple of times. So I don't know if one of the moderators can just send him a message with the details. So I don't know if he can hear me. So I'll have to look into it. I can't remember. It's traditional morning and afternoon busy hours. So somewhere in the region of 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and somewhere in the region of 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, maybe something like that. I'm kind of guessing, if I'm honest. Right, we're into the tunnels. What's really cool about these tunnels is that they're all different. So this is Bayerisha, which has got all the funny coloured, if you look up the top, we've got all the funny coloured pipes up there. Funny coloured pipes, you know what, you just get the best. The linguistic excellence I deliver on this stream is just amazing. You're welcome. Gabriel Osborne, any pricing info yet? Martin, can you reply on that one? I must admit, I can't remember what the pricing is. There is pricing for PS4. Yeah, the T in the green circle is when the doors are open. Now the interlocks have gone, so we've got power engaged. We were actually able to get hold of the full manual for the Tulloch too, so a lot of the screens and so forth are all based on the documentation from the manual. Can I show the PS4 controller joystick and how sensitive the pad is to the controls? So I've got it set on minimum. Hang on a minute. So, I don't know if you can see that. Oh no, wrong control. Oh, you're trying to get me to miss my station, aren't you? And Matt, I believe that was on purpose. It was indeed, Prof! See, you're getting the hang of it now. Believe it or not, those two are actually not lit, Mr. Capture. They do look a bit bright though, but they're not lit. Yeah, Rapid Transit's already available on the PC version, ex-Wolfen, and coming out on July 24th for Xbox One and PS4. That's part of the TS World base package. Martin, just a thought. Have you tried looking at the Restreamer homepage and see if there's, or our page on Restreamer, and see if there's any news about problems on there or anything there that might give us a clue? I like this station because this whole wooden station just has a really warm feel to it. Till 39:30, which is now. It's quite an easy train to drive. You can pretty much drive the whole thing, or just with one side of the controller, because of the way the throttle is combined handle. So it's two buttons essentially that drive it. Even with PZB on, you can answer the PZB with your right hand as well. Right, so Leipzig Underground Station, which is the final one that's in the underground. And then we'll be soaring out onto the surface. We've got no news on multiplayer at the moment, Dex. I don't want to promise anything and be wrong. That would not be good. Time to go in a minute. Might quick run up the escalators. Sheeman, you've got it on your Xbox One. Works great, not a single problem. Excellent. Glad you're enjoying it. Right. Leipzig North. Plunge into another dark hole. Gabriel Osborne, I'm using metric for this because otherwise it gets very confusing because all the limits and so forth are in kilometres per hour and distances in kilometres. So having the information that doesn't tell me that makes life very confusing. I shall switch it back to Imperial once we move on to the next route, which is the Northeast Corridor. Right, coming into Leipzig North now. Brakes on a bit hard there. We'll jump out here and see if we can find a collectible or two. I think the shovels, maps. Can't remember what the four collectible, is it three collectible types on this one? I think actually. There's a shovel down there. What else have we got? There's usually a map on the seating area somewhere. Or not. There it is. Map of the route. Oh, there's another collectible. Putting a safety cone down. Whoops. Metropolitan weather lighting, the tunnels be improved. It's something we're constantly working on, to be honest. It's a technique that we had to apply. It's called light baking, and it's had a big improvement in a number of areas, but there's still room for development. So yeah, it's we're aware of the issue. Right, let's lock the left door. Thank you. This brakes to come off. .6 kilometers. So once you get through Leipzig, so Leipzig station's behind us. If I pop out to an external camera, Leipzig station is back there somewhere. I can't really see it now. Press the triangle button to flick between driver mode and camera mode. Otherwise, when you get out here, you can't move the camera around. Remember that, folks. Everyone's going to forget, so remember that. It's the triangle button to enable that. And then you do that to get back in again. We'd like to see EMD E7, Samuel. I must admit, an F7 is something I'd like to see. I've always liked the design style of the F7s, and the sound of them is stunning. One day. .5 kilometers, 215 kilometers an hour. Zugavatic sound should be identical to the PC version. Someone's rebuilding the office, aren't they? Right. We've got another one coming in over there. Interesting. Right. Move on. Next station is Rackwitz. Where are we going to anyway? Bitterfeld. Told you it was a place with a station and some trains. Oh. Time marches on. I think what we'll do is we'll get to Rackwitz and then we'll switch over and look at Northeast Corridor. You couldn't get train sim on your 3 monitors. It should work. One of the engineers here put specific effort into making it. Oh no, sorry, Train Sim 2018 probably wouldn't actually. Train Sim World certainly does. It might work if you use NVIDIA Surround or the AMD equivalent. I'm sure I've done that before. Right, let's push up to 160, which is the maximum of the speed of this unit. He only wanted to say that he has 3 monitors. Yeah, I know. Me too. Oh, you used NVIDIA Surround. Yeah, I'm sure I've used NVIDIA Surround and it worked fine. But it's been a while, so... .9 kilometers. Danny says it does work for TS18. There you go. Must have been something going wrong there then. Oops. Oh, this isn't going to go well. Nobody look. Okay, everyone look the other way. Look, a banana! See, you let me drive 160 kilometers an hour and that's what happens. Craziness. But I was going to stop here anyway, so... Nah, it's not a spod. It's not a spod, it's spad. Anyway, moving on. I was going to say, I did. You all heard me. I was planning on stopping there anyway. Right, NEC. I wasn't overspeeding though, Moggy. I just missed the station. Right. Services. ACS 64. 5 PM is when I decided I was going to run. Where is it? That one. Hey, Barry, how's it going? Yeah, there's some Mixer issues at the moment, folks who are watching on Mixer. I don't know what's going on there. But apparently if you watch it on the featured page on the front, it seems to be running a bit smoother. Let's open the doors. Turn the cat light off, that's better. Let's see what I'm doing now. Put the lights on. Another thing I want to do is around here, we need to get coach lighting turned on. So we operate HEP, hold it there for 5 seconds. Right, and then we'll do the ATC access and the alert. So we'll quick look outside. So this is the Amtrak ACS 64. And we're running with the Amfleet coaches. So we'll quick look inside an Amfleet coach. We'll wait till 1702 anyway. Yeah, I can see chat, Train Boy. I've got both of the chat feeds up and running on my system. Is this a cafe car? Let's have a look at the cafe car. But anyway, I've got 15 seconds to get back in the cab, so let's, on the platform, hoof it down the platform. We're not going to make it in time. Just think how many collectibles I could have picked up. Lock the doors. Shut mine. Let's release the brakes. Get some power on. Big Ed Barnum, how is this for train sim newbies? There's a series of tutorials in each route for each train, and they'll guide you through the basics of getting up and running. So you should find it fine. If you get stuck, just let us know and ask us any questions you've got. So speed limit is currently 45 as indicated by the ADU there. So this time, unlike last night, I'm actually going to do what it says. So this, one of the things that's really cool about this train is it's got this what we call an aspect display unit here, which gives is the in-cab signalling system, and it's giving me guidance about what speed limits I need to be obeying, and it'll put the brakes on the train if I don't follow that guidance as well. Let me just fix that. Oops, no. That one. Let's get the dials up. Old school dials. If you don't want to run with the safety systems on, by the way, don't turn any of that stuff on I did at the beginning. The ATC and the access switches on the back wall there. You can run the train quite happily without those things if you don't want them. Went from my upgrade to 100 miles an hour. There we go. Right, Access is now doing a deceleration curve, but at the moment we're not at risk of any kind of penalty because of the speed we're going, so I'm just going to wait for the TTP to start showing an indicator. Actually, what I should do, that would make life significantly easier, is go back to Imperial. It's better. Now it makes a lot more sense. Right, that's the speed limit dropped to 80. So Access will then do speed curves, so it'll actually guide you down. And what you'll find is, as we come up to different speed limits, it will you'll get a thing called a time to penalty, which is a red numbers that come up down below here. And they will give you advance warning of that curve, because if you exceed what's called the MAS, the maximum allowed speed, which is this one, then all the brakes are going to come on. So the time to penalty is what you'll then use to then predict the curve essentially and decelerate the train, either using your dynamic brakes or by using your air brakes. That was the alerter. Right, time to penalties come on. I'm just going to put a minimum air brake on. And as I brake, you can see the time to penalty indicator is now going up, because as the curve goes down, I'm pulling away from that curve. I'm now decelerating faster than the curve. No, I know from the cheaty HUD I've got in the top right, the actual speed limit it's going for is 45. So I can just drop the speed down to 45 miles an hour. Once we hit 45 miles an hour, then the time to penalty will just become 3 dashes. Which means that if I press the right button, we'd be laughing. So that means you're no longer at risk of a penalty because you're below the speed limit. So it's still counting down to the 45 target. That's it, gone back to a clear aspect now, 45 miles an hour. Just to get over this bridge, these couple of curves around here which are a bit on the tighter side. Apologies if I'm missing any questions, shout. Moggy, are the console versions also on Unreal 4? They absolutely are. Right, speed's back up to 70. I know there's 60 coming up along the line, so I'm not going to bother with exceeding 60. There we go, Access is dropping the maximum allowed speed to cater for the reduced speed up ahead. Again, it's because of this curve, I think. TSW 1973 Northeast Corridor full route. There's no, there's nothing announced about that. I can't talk about projects at the moment or things that we may or may not want to do. When there's news on that sort of thing, TSW, you will you'll be able to find it on the usual media sites. Yeah, this is Newark International Airport to New Rochelle. Speed limit is 70. So our first stop actually is all the way to New York Penn in the heart of New York City. Another green signal. Nice easy run at this time of night. It was a bit busier. The last time I did this, it was something like 20 past 7 in the morning. That was a bit busier. Just applying a bit of dynamic brake just to trim the speed off a bit. Time to penalties just come up because we're going to get a speed drop to 65 coming up shortly. That's it. That's cleared. doing the drop down to 65. So the next sort of major landmark we'll be seeing is Oak Point Yard, with Hunter's Yard on the left. Speed drop to 55. Maiden Rato. So yes, this route comes with both freight and passenger. I'm running a passenger one because last week I did a freight. But we'll be going past the freight yard shortly, actually, and you can see the. Well, we'll see. I can't remember what freight there is actually in the yard at this time of day. The freight service is about 10 hours of gameplay on their own in the freight services, and it's kind of like a day in the life of a CSX engineer with the GP38-2, and you're sort of moving freight between Oak Point and Harlem River Yard, trash moving up and down. You've got Oak Point to the markets at Hunts. You've got the Fresh Pond Yard, so Fresh Pond Junction. So you're moving freight in and out of Fresh Pond Junction as well. So there's stuff moving in and out. There's switching. There's a lot to do during the course of the day. Right, speed limit's dropping to 60. This is the yard. So this is Old Oak. I keep saying Old Oak Common Yard. I don't know what's wrong with me. So you can see we've got some trash wagons on the left here. There's some freight trains on the left as well, stabled, ready to do stuff and spring into action. Clearly between moves at the moment. You're curious what's next in line after West Somerset Railway? Well, all will be revealed at the appropriate time. So, coming up next, on the right hand side, it's a bit difficult to see from here, but you've got the trash depot at Harlem River Yard, which is where those tracks on the left hand side there are now, we go up, they stay level, and then they go off to the right underneath us. And just round the corner there is Oak Point Link and Harlem River Yard, which is where all the trash of New York City ends up. So all those trash trucks, they end up bringing that trash to Harlem River Yard. They load them onto those really distinctive green wagons with the orange tops, or the containers. Those then get taken back to Oak Point Yard, put together into a... I nearly flunked it, too busy waffling and not paying enough attention to my braking. Yeah, and then once they go assembled together, they'll then get taken down to Fresh Pond Junction, which is where in reality, a New York and Atlantic train will then take that further down the line to where the barges are, and then that's where all the trash finally gets disposed of, or at least taken out of New York. So you can do most of the life cycle of the trash and the way that it's treated on this route. Target speed is 50, so I'm going to put some speed on, get up to the line limit. So you can see Hellgate Bridge just over in the distance there. We're coming up to Hellgate Bridge. We'll be going over that in a minute. Another major landmark here. TSW 1973, you're born and grew up in the Bronx, so nice. Oh, another train coming in the direction. But at different times of the day you'll see different things going on. There is a 24-hour timetable on all of these routes, which has trains moving about during the day. Great Western has, I think, around 400 services throughout the whole of the day. I can't remember how much there are on the other routes. There's less than that. Great Western was the busiest timetable. But on this one, like I say, you've got that 10-hour freight engineers experience where you've got different times of the day. You'll see trains moving up and down the line. There's 3 or 4 runs between Fresh Pond and Oak Point that will be across here on that left-hand track. And then you've got other ones shifting freight up and down and moving them around. What's quite nice actually is sitting in Oak Point Yard and just watching the train do some switching. It takes about 2 hours to do the switching, and you can just sit there watching it moving backwards and forwards, shunting the wagons around. Very, very, it's quite relaxing. Got green. Speed limit increased to 60. So we're almost going to be into the tunnels for Penn Station. I think given the time we'll end it at Penn Station actually. Right, while we do that, let me just have a look at the notes that Martin prepared for me to make sure that I'm not missing anything stupidly horrendous. Using my phone while driving a train. Don't do this at home, folks. This doesn't work. Where's your email, Martin? Right, getting the speed dropped now down to 55. So that's the line of Fresh Pond Junction on the left there. This is where the two, the northeast corridor that I'm on and the freight line separate. So that one then carries on, goes down to the depot at Fresh Pond Junction, or the yard, sorry, and then we turn and we're now heading for the tunnels that get us into Penn Station. For street prep. So I've got a few points to just go through once we finish the driving. There are no scenarios for the GP40-2 Shadow, no, but it's fully usable and swap out on every service on the GP38. Right, got quite a steep drop down here. Use the e-brakes just to keep control of the speed. Speed limit up to 60. Back on a 0.7% drop, so I'm just going to drop in some e-brakes just to keep hold of the speed. Got another eyeball signal. You know, signal types have changed. They're now actually colour light aspect ones, whereas previously they were the old Pennsylvania style tri-lights. Hey Dave Dad, how are you doing, sir? Kellercans Gaming has put together a little guide for signalling on the West Somerset Railway in the Steam Guides section. There's a lot of good guides actually in Steam Guides section. Well worth taking a look there on Steam if you are stuck about something or want to see more information. Right, let's get some brakes going. Drop down to 45 and release the brakes. This gets us into the tunnel, so we're just about to descend into the tunnel. This gets us under East River, because of course Penn Station is underground. So we've got signal limiting us now to 30 miles an hour, so should we stay under that 30 miles an hour, otherwise it will get all kinds of upset. Still at a 1.3% gradient drop, so it sort of comes down and then goes back up again into the station. It's a long tunnel, this. Horn and bell, yeah, I'm always forgetting the horn and bell, aren't I? Thank you for the reminder. I will probably still forget, still. I will do my best. Right, we're now going uphill, so I can start applying a little bit of power to maintain the speed. Bendy boy, is that me? Yes, it is. And if so, what's happening? So I'm running the PlayStation 4 version of Train Sim World using my handy controller, and having a good time, actually. Kaliko Apollo on Mixer, what game is this? This is Train Sim World, coming out July 24th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. Whistle, thanks for the players, enjoyed watching, have a great weekend. And you sir, thank you very much for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed. We'll come in the crew, and then I've got a few other bits and pieces to discuss, and then we'll be there, I think. Time. Yeah, I know I'm late. Right, we're on approach aspect, 15 miles an hour. Below, see the end of the tunnel. Hopefully it's not an oncoming train. Dave Dad, looking for the game on Xbox. No, I don't know if there's any Xbox pricing available at the moment. Martin, perhaps you can confirm. I am Hankum, so there's no plans at the moment to bring CSX Heavy Haul. Where Somerset will be available as a DLC. I don't have a date for it yet though. You can drop the stairs. I'll show you that actually when we get in. Someone shouts at me and reminds me. Alright, we've gone to restricting aspects. Right, rolling into here. This is New York Penn Station. We're underground underneath New York. Oh, I forgot the bells and ditch lights. See, I told you I'd forget the bells and ditch lights. It's just completely alien to me. We don't do that over here. There you go. Right, unlock left. Right, now, since we're not going any further, let me just give you a quick look. In the coaches, you can change the... We'll just wait for everyone to get off. do. Yeah, so if I open that door, you can lift the steps up. Put a torch on. And there you go, folks. That's it for what we're going to show from the game. Let me just bring the train up to there. What we'll do, actually, is while I'm talking, is we'll get ourselves tucked into a nice business class seat and we'll just wait here. Right, okay. So, what else do we have to look at today? We just look through my notes. So, Martin, Martin was going to post up links for where you can pick up. So this is Train Sim World, available on Xbox One, on PlayStation 4 and on PC on July 24th. And on the consoles, it's the Rapid Transit German route, the Great Western Express British route, and the North East Corridor in America. On PC, it's the same, but there's also then CSX Sound Patch as well. So, what else is there? I think that's it for Train Sim World. Other launches this week: the code line on Train Sim 1. Here we go. Let's keep that up. And the South Wales Coastal Scenario Pack. So Car Line is from Just Trains. That one's available now on Steam for TS 2018. And South Wales Coastal Scenario Pack 1, also available for TS 2018. Right, next stream is the 29th of June. Put it in your calendars, folks. Again, we'll try and stream on both Mixer and on Twitch. And what we want to hear from you is, what do you want to see? So, do you want me to run some scenarios and show off the content released since the previous stream? It says here non-mapped people. Who would you like to see? Who would you like to me to perhaps interview, or would you like me to go away and someone else come and do the stream? That's a valid thing. You're allowed to say that. I'll cry somewhere quietly. But what would you like to see? This is a stream where we want to talk to you guys about what's going on, and if I can get an engineer or an artist in here and they can talk about some of the stuff they go through, then maybe let me see if we can arrange that. Okay, so. That's that. He's also asked if you want to see Fortnite. I don't think he was serious about that. He says ha ha. And please, seriously, you don't want me playing Fortnite. That's just not a good thing. That is it, I think. So yes, don't forget, July 24th is the release date on PS4 and Xbox One. And the details are about, I think you can get it, the PS4 version from the Sony store. And you can buy Founders Edition now, and then there's an upgrade process. So I think that's about it. I'm just trying to rack my brains. But yeah, that's it. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, folks. I will see you at the next stream, which is 29th of June. What are we at the moment? 6th. So yeah, end of the month, the last Friday of the month. And yeah, let us know what you think. Send emails, send us contact via the support address, Facebook, Twitter. Martin can say what he would prefer to receive that feedback as. Spam us with your thoughts. What do you want from these channels? Okay? Thanks very much, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.